All right, welcome to the show. Today, we're going to crack the code on the language of the internet. We're going to demystify all those essential acronyms in digital marketing so you can turn that confusion into confidence. So let's just dive right in and crack this code together. So, have you ever been scrolling online and seen stuff like SEO, CTR, or ROI and just thought, what on earth is that? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. It's like an alphabet soup out there, and it can be super intimidating. But stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll be speaking the language like a pro. So here's the game plan. We're going to break this down into 4 parts. First up, how do you even get found online? Then we'll get into how you measure what's working. After that, we'll talk about getting people to actually do something. And finally, we'll tie it all together with the big picture stuff, strategy, and the bottom line. See? It's not just a random list, it's a system. All right, let's dive into section 1, getting found, SEO versus SEM. I mean, this is the big question, right? You've got this amazing website, but how do you get people to actually see it? This is the fundamental challenge, and there are 2 main ways to tackle it. Okay, let's kick things off with SEO. That stands for search engine optimization. And really, it's all about playing the long game to earn your spot at the very top of Google's search results, the organic, unpaid ones. You're not paying Google, you're proving to them that you're the best answer out there. You know, a really good way to think about SEO is like building a solid reputation. It doesn't just happen overnight, right? You got to put in the work consistently. You create great stuff, make your site trustworthy, and you get other respected sites to vouch for you. It's a marathon, not a sprint, for sure. But then you've got the other side of the coin, SEM, or search engine marketing. This is pretty much the opposite approach. This is the paid route. You're literally paying to jump the line and place your ads right at the top of the search page to get in front of people immediately. So if SEO is like earning that reputation over time, SEM is kind of like buying a big, flashy billboard on the busiest highway in town. It's fast, it's direct, and the second you pay, boom, you're visible to everyone. You get those instant results. Okay, so let's really break this down and compare them head to head. With SEO, you're in it for the long haul. You're trying to earn traffic over months, and your main cost is really your own time and effort. With SEM, you're buying traffic. You pay for every click to get results right now. Same goal, getting seen, but totally different paths to get there. Okay, section 2, measuring clicks and costs. Think of this as your performance dashboard. So now you're getting seen, which is great. But is it actually working? And how much is it costing you? This is where our next batch of acronyms comes into play. And first up is a big one, CTR, or click-through rate. This one's super, super important. It's basically asking, out of all the people who saw your ad or your link, what percentage of them actually clicked on it? It's like a popularity contest for your ad. A high CTR tells you, hey, people are really digging this. Let's put some real numbers on this to make it super clear. Imagine your ad gets shown 100 times. We call those impressions. And let's say 5 people click. You just divide 5 by 100, and there you go. You've got a 5% click-through rate. It's simple math, but it tells you so much about how well you're connecting. Okay, but remember, if you're doing SEM, those clicks aren't free. And that brings us to CPC, or cost per click. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's the price you pay to a platform like Google every single time someone clicks on your ad. You're paying for that direct interaction. But what if clicks aren't your main goal? What if you just want to get your name, your brand, out there for as many eyeballs as possible? Well, that's where CPM comes in. That's cost per mil, and mil is just Latin for 1,000. So with CPM, you're not paying for clicks, you're paying a set price for every 1,000 times your ad is shown. This is perfect for just building brand awareness. Now this is where it gets really interesting because all of this is connected. It's like a feedback loop. Check this out. You create a really engaging ad, right? That gets you a higher click-through rate. The ad platforms see that and they go, hey, people find this relevant. They reward you with a better quality score. And here's the kicker. That actually lowers your cost per click. So being relevant literally saves you money. That's a huge takeaway. All right, on to section 3, driving action and engagement, or as I like to call it, making things happen. We've got people's attention. We know how to measure it. Now, how do we get them to do stuff? This part is all about the tools of the trade. And a massive piece of this puzzle is SMM, social media marketing. We're talking about using platforms like Instagram, TikTok, you name it, to connect with customers. But the real magic of SMM isn't just blasting out ads. It's the incredible targeting. You can build a real community around your brand. And it goes way beyond just posting pretty pictures, right? Businesses get really creative with this. They'll run contests to create a ton of buzz. They might offer exclusive content to make followers feel special. And one of the biggest game changers, shoppable features. You can literally buy something right from a post. That journey from, ooh, I like that, to I just bought it is incredibly short. Now, no matter what you're doing, an ad, a social post, whatever, there's one absolutely critical piece, the CTA, the call to action. This is that button or phrase that tells people exactly what you want them to do next. Shop now, learn more, sign up today. There's no confusion, it just guides them to that next step. But how do you know if shop now is better than get your deal? You don't guess, you test. And that's where A/B testing comes in. This is basically the scientific method for marketing. You create two versions of something, A and B, change just one little thing, and you let the data tell you which one works better. It completely removes the guesswork. Here's a super simple example of what that looks like. You run an ad, okay? For half the audience, the button says shop now. That's your control. For the other half, the button says get your deal. That's your variant. Then you just sit back and measure which one gets more clicks. And just like that, you have real data telling you what your audience actually responds to. Okay, let's pull all these threads together in our final section, strategy and the bottom line. This is all about proving your value. We've talked about getting seen, measuring clicks, and driving action. Now let's talk about the big picture acronyms that tell you if any of this is actually making a difference. So first up, we have your KPI, which stands for Key Performance Indicator. The best way to think about a KPI is as your compass. You might be tracking a ton of different numbers, but a KPI is one of the critical ones that is tied directly to a major business goal. It's the number that tells you if you're actually moving in the right direction or if you're lost in the woods. And that compass, your KPI, ultimately leads you to the finish line, which is ROI, return on investment. If a KPI is the compass for your journey, ROI is the final score of the game. It answers the one question that matters most. Did we make more money than we spent on this? A positive ROI means you won. A negative one? Well, you get the idea. It is the ultimate measure of success. So, after all that, what's the one thing you really need to remember? It's that none of these acronyms live on their own little island. They're all connected. Think about it. A great call to action, which you perfected with A/B testing, boosts your click-through rate. That higher CTR gets you a better quality score, which lowers your cost per click. And a lower cost, guided by your KPIs, ultimately drives a higher return on investment. It's all one big, beautiful, interconnected system. And now, you speak the language.